All right, we've got Mike Peterson here. Mike, do you just want to start with your thoughts on the game, and then we'll move on to questions?
Yeah, I mean, you can't score 9 points in a fourth quarter and win a close game. You know, we did so many things well. We just didn't do enough things well at the end. I thought at the end, well, first of all, we missed a lot of really good shots down the stretch. In the fourth quarter, I mean, we had it point blank several times and just couldn't get the ball in the basket. That's a problem. But our competitiveness was good. We've got to make one more play. You know, we're in shorthanded against a really good team, and we battled, and we just couldn't finish down the stretch.
All right, first question is from Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Coach, tough loss, like you said, but overall, with the changes you had over last week, how did you feel the team played together with Kennedy coming back?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
I mean, I thought we battled, you know what I mean? And I thought, you know, Kennedy played very well. You know, she was aggressive and played downhill, and it really helped us. But I thought we got good play out of a lot of people. You know, Court played great. I thought Odyssey's defense was good. I thought Aries' minutes were good. You know, Crystal's minutes were good. You know, Tiana's minutes were good. I thought a lot of people played well. We just didn't, you know, it's a huge matchup problem for us against them when they play Collier at the 3. And so we had to play Crystal more. You know, when they put Collier at the 3, we just can't play that really small lineup. And so it cuts in like Aries, it cut into Aries' minutes tonight. But we can't play 3 tiny guards out there all at once. And Court was playing great. Odyssey was playing pretty good. And I want to get Kenny minutes. So, but our effort's good, okay? And our want to is good. You know, you take the last few games and we're one made layup from winning those games. And given how shorthanded we are, not having Mo tonight hurt us on the glass, you know, we're battling good. I got no problem with our effort. I got no problem with our battle.
Spencer, next one, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Sylvia Fowles. What did you see from her, and how can the team start, you know, executing a bit better against these sort of dominant post threats?
Sylvia's a problem, and they were very focused on posting the ball tonight, right? So it was either we're going to shove it in there to Syl, or we're going to shove it in there to Collier when she's at the 3. And, you know, the problem tonight was Didi decided to make shots. And when Didi makes shots, it makes it very difficult to bring help, because it does no good to bring a guard onto Sylvia Fowles. None. She doesn't even see them. She doesn't feel them. So you've got to bring a big to make a difference. And the problem was when you brought bigs tonight, now Didi's standing out there drilling them, and you're having to pick your poison, because they had Didi and Carlton on the same side. They had Didi and Collier on the same side. They have good shooters. So it was difficult. And again, we tried to bring help where we could, but it does no good to bring a guard. You've got to bring a big. And when we brought a big, they dotted us.
Rafiq Wilson, go ahead.
I want you to break down what happened in the last 30 seconds of the game, where you had like 3 different players from your team attempt a game winning or a game time shot. Like, what do you think your team should have done a little bit better to get open looks?
Yeah, especially on that last possession. The first look was a good look. And then we get the board and we have it point blank. So the last thing I want to do is take time out when I've got a player 1 inch from the rim. We just don't get that down. Then we tap it out, and Odyssey had a mismatch out front, right? She had Syl on her. And frankly, that's a matchup that we'd been doing a good job with all night. When we'd gotten a guard on a big and drove the ball, we'd done pretty well. So, you know, at each juncture there, you know, I thought about using a timeout, but at each juncture, the situation we were in was a pretty good situation. And I wasn't sure if we timed it out, we'd create a better one if you let them set their defense. And so, you know, I'll be kicking myself over that. But I thought it was a little chaotic, but I thought we were in some pretty good spots.
And last question, back to Spencer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you talked about being impressed and happy with the performance from Kennedy and Courtney tonight. Can you just talk about what having those two on the floor at the same time does for your team?
It's really helpful. I mean, when you've got two players that can attack like those two, it puts pressure on the defense. I mean, you know, we got good shots tonight. We did. And now we didn't make enough of them, right? And we missed some shots that we're all going to be kicking ourselves over tomorrow, right? But for the most part, we generated really good shots tonight. And some of that is Kennedy, some of that's Courtney, some of that's Odyssey, right? Some of that was Ari, right? Our guards, I thought, did a good job of getting downhill tonight. They could not stay in front of us when we got going downhill. You know, the problem in the second quarter, we let it become a half court game, and that's to their advantage. And then down the stretch, we just didn't make a shot. But our guards did a very nice job of creating for themselves and others.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We've got Cheyenne Parker here. If you have a question for her, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Emmanuel Glaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Tough loss, Cheyenne. Just talk to us about the tale of two halves. What went on in that last half for you guys, and what was the difference?
It really started the second quarter. We lost our lead. You know, we were up almost 20 points, if not 20 points. And our biggest thing is just keeping our leads. You know, there's no reason we should have lost this game. It shouldn't even came that close. Going into the second half, we maintained, but we still, you know, didn't get enough stops, and it went down to the wire. And that's something that our team is young, and we definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to, you know, end of game situations, end of game execution, and that, you know, that's never a good thing for us to be in. So it was frustrated.
Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
Yeah, not one of your best scoring games, but you were able to get a couple steals. Is that one positive that you can tip your hat on? And what do you think you could have done a lot better to get a better shot down the stretch of games?
Well, I wanted to be better just defensively overall. You know, coach told me last game that my defensive rating was the worst when I'm on the floor. So that I took that personally, and wanted to just be better defensively overall. So yes, the steals were great, but my finishing was awful. Just was off. Missed a few point blank shots that I usually would hit, and just one of them days for myself. But can't dwell on it. Have to move forward and look to Saturday, because we have another one. So.
All right, that's it. Thanks, Ryan. All right, we've got Kennedy Carter here. If you have a question for her, raise your hand. I'll call on you. And we'll start with Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead.
Kennedy, tough loss, but it was good to see you back out there today. Talk to us about, you put up 16, how you feeling, you know, after this first game back, and, you know, how would you rate your game today?
I feel like I did good. First game back, I was excited to get out there with my teammates. I feel like I have a lot more left in the tank. I feel like I'm not finished yet. I feel like that was just a little test run for me to get my feet wet. And I feel like next game is going to be a little bit similar but different. You know, I'm playing to win every night. So I rate my game probably tonight like a C-. Like, I don't think I did anything special. I definitely think I could have done way more for my team tonight.
Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe a B, A. It's your first game. Hey, I changed that. Maybe like a B, B-.
Yeah. What did you talk to your team about as far as making sure that the opposing team doesn't get back in the games when you're leading up by 18, and then
Can you say it one more time?
What did you talk to your team about when it comes to making sure that teams doesn't get back in the games when you're leading them by as many as 18, and then making better shot selections in the last 30 seconds while being down by 2?
Yeah, that's just something that we have to just have on our own. We have to be smart and make better selections with the ball. But I try to instill that we got to execute. You know, I tell them all the time when it's at the 3-minute mark, it's time to execute plays, finish, and be locked in. You know, we don't have time for simple mistakes. And I think we made a lot of simple mistakes out there tonight that it probably could have cost us the game. I think that we need to go back and watch film and really see the areas where we messed up in and where we could do better.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Yeah, you and Courtney were both pretty locked in tonight. Can you just talk about what it's like sharing the floor with her again after this long stretch off?
I mean, you got 2 buckets right there. I love playing with Court. I know that. Shoot, if we need a bucket, she gonna get one. If she not getting it, then I'm gonna get one. I think we're just like a dynamic duo. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
we're
hear
just a dynamic duo that is just hard to stop. I mean, she went for 24 her night, and then who knows? Next game it could be anyone's night. So it's very special playing with Courtney.
We'll go back to Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead.
One thing, Kenny, that I see with this team is that you guys never use the excuse of somebody being down. You step up, tips out. Mo was out today, but you guys still played out there hard and put it together. What is the mentality of this team when one of you go down, so the next person steps up, the next team gonna step up?
I don't think people understand how hard it's been for this organization, just continuously taking hits, taking blows, losing players getting sick, players getting hurt. It's just difficult because you never know what's going to happen. But I think what's keeping us together is just we're all locked in. Like, these are my sisters. I mean, when someone goes down, we communicate, we talk, we know what we got to do in order to fill those shoes and keep the dream rolling. So it's just a work in progress. We never know what's going to happen, but we always laced up and ready to go out there and fight.
Last question, we'll go back to Spencer Nussbaum. Go ahead, Spencer.
Yeah, Kennedy, I know the defense on this team has been a big sticking point for you guys in terms of things you're still trying to work on. What did you see from the team out defense?
I think that we have a lot of quick guards that can get into the passing lanes. I mean, they created a lot of first half turnovers that converted into easy transition layups and buckets for us. I mean, that's what gets us going. When we're active, when we're finding our players, finding our man on the defensive end, I think we're one of the best defensive teams in the league. When we get lazy and we get tired, that's what we got to work on and continue to push through those times, continue to push when we feel like we don't have nothing left in the tank. Like, I think we're a great defensive team. It's just when we get gassed, like, we just got to learn to push through that and have a little bit more heart out there.
Thanks so much, Ken.